Yes, yes, we're live. We're live, but are we live? We're alive. I like to say hello, everyone. I'm trying to do this solo. No beautiful air boss to help me uh, unbox this beauty. So we're gonna have, unfortunately, a fixed camera position. So, you know, I just wanted to make sure that get this done. I've got to do a little bit of pre-assembly, um, but I wanted to get the part of this started here first. But I've got the 110 millimeter Schubler uh, ready to go with the 160 amp. What is it? The Hobby Wing speed controller. This was used. This is new. Uh, so I just wanted to make sure I tested it here. I had time to test it before the whole month ago. I got to turn down my video here for my own video here. Let's see. Now I turn that down. I just got monitoring my video on my photo. Anyway, the gear that I was going to use, obviously, I'm a Spectrum user, but I was going to go ahead and use the 10 channel power safe receiver uh, with the Cortex Pro on the for the gyro, so I could get that you know pretty much done. I've already taken it out of the big box because obviously that's a big hassle. But anyway, they do they give you this little pamphlet, which is a typical AF model sized manual. It's not got a whole lot of detail on it, but just also wanted to tell you right off that there are a few addendums to this manual that you got to watch out for when you start receiving it. The primary thing is like the length of the screws on this page here is going to be. It's better just to try to use some three by 25s on those two locations, as well as your horn placement is going to be important too. Uh, I was already been told to try to use the bottom hole. I'm trying to point to the wrong thing here on the camera here. Point to the want to try to use the bottom hole on the horn. So the of course the camera's backwards. So I'm trying to figure it out. Try to use the bottom horn when you can for your most of your surfaces. I think so it doesn't bottom out on you when you're maxing it out. Of course, I use like dual rates and some expo, and then of course gyro is going to be controlled in most of the stabilization. So I see you there, Michael. So anyway, let's get to the box. I've got the like I said, I already opened it because it's just another item that takes time is getting everything out. Start throwing some foam here. I'm going to go with the horizontal stabilizer. It says it's pretty much ready to go. So the there's not really much to it. It's just obviously aerofoam. It's pretty much. This is looks like a plastic horn with a screw in the for the horn. So it looks like it's a self-threading hole. Obviously, the attachment point to the servo was going to be here. It looks like it's a small, looks like a 3 millimeter screw. Hey, Wild Bill. Greetings, everybody. So anyway, this is just one side of the vertical stabilizer. Of course, we're just going to keep on rolling here and start pulling out the other vertical. And see if I can get that out. Just a repeat, of course, but different. Skin is the paint job. Looks good. You got little fillers here and there for typical foam. With the little bumpies on the for the foam fitting. Probably try to get some clear coats on those things later on. Just gonna start throwing some foam here. The this here looks like the filler for when you attach. I forgot what that was supposed to be attaching. I didn't look at the manual, but we're gonna attach it. So I'm gonna pull out the one of the wings first. The first we're gonna discuss the the, the horns on these. Look like they're metal. They're the GDW servos. These are decent servos. I think they have beautiful long horns on them. So but just as a reminder, you do want to put it on the bottom hole if you can, on these on your flaps and your ailerons. Obviously, the door here is servo operated, so it's going to be for your to close it up. Looks like a piece of foam hanging out in there. Your attachment points are screws, so you have a very nice little attachment area here. These are plastic. Of course, your plug-in wing is your typical AF model. Configuration is normal. The top finish looks good. The navigation lights are very subtle and very, very nicely done. You got obviously one on the bottom too here, so got some nice for doing some golden hour flights. Hopefully I get some time. I gotta order an afterburner for that motor. I need to get a pretty large afterburner size for that one. That's gonna have to be later on because right now I'm busy focusing on LA Jets, so I won't be able to have much assembly time today. Maybe I would just gonna do some basic items. The one of the things that other things that Jeremy Scholl pointed out also on his recent video from the turbine model 2 is the attachment points for the wing tanks. So those things are going to be really nice because it's really sometimes you can catch it on a bad wind or something and they're gonna blow off on you. The magnets, they're super tough, but they'll only be able to take so much, especially if you're going to be pulling a hard maneuver. The one of the things I like about the AF models is you got the aluminum horns here for your ailerons. So those things are going to be those are very durable. And of course, there's only two slots, two holes on here. Typically, I think you'll want to go with the on the top hole for this side, but the bottom hole for this side. But you might want to also experiment too to see how that's going to fit for you. Well, of course, you have time to do all that. I'm going to take off the first level of foam here. This is actually a pretty nice if you want to have a good storage. Excuse my dirty feet. Okay, we've got more foam on the bottom here. It's hard to see, of course, but let's pull off. We're going to pull off the vertical stabilizers. Sorry, this is all solo, so couldn't put all the thing on. There's not really much to discuss other than your attachment points that I discussed earlier from the manual are here. So these look like they're self-threading, so you have to thread them yourself. I forgot to bring my my servo tester to bring it, but like I said, I'm still thinking about that for later. I can do that. So put that over here by the wing. Let's see. Not really much here else to show you. Just another, another attachment point. I'll put this over here. Turn this around. Turning the wing around here. I was talking as we're walking, so don't want to set against the metal. Okay, there is obviously a little bit of an important item you want to make sure you don't forget is your wing tube. So make sure that's, I always write with a big black marker on there to make sure that I don't have a thing. Okay, here we're going to pull out the front nose assembly. Now this is the front nose assembly. This is going to go together with looks like it's just 2 screws, and it's got the hard point here in the wood. We're going to pull out the hardware here. Now, most of you have just, if you've been watching the Banana Hobbies videos, you're going to see most of these items here were supposed to be coming with the board here. Now, you can choose to use the board to also to minimize your channel count, or both. In my opinion, I can go and pick and choose which one I want to make for to use. Obviously, I like this one because it has the gear on it, the flaps, the rudder, elevator, and ailerons, of course, and you're also has your LEDs. So that's kind of important too. It's not really you need to use it, but you can also go and do a bypass, like if you wanted, for example, to run your elevators separately to as run like tailorons, so you can do some more hard maneuvering, like barrel rolls, and obviously the have more authority in the high alpha too. And so we got their hardware package here.